Hi everybody, it's Ellie back here again today with another lot in Willow Creek. Today we're doing the Blue Velvet, which is a community lot, and it's also the nightclub lot. As usual, this build is base game only with no custom content, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy the build. Where this is a community lot, it was a case of designing the outside of the build first and putting in all the wallpapers, platforms and windows. This particular nightclub was inspired by one that I used to attend when I went to university. It was called the Old Fire Station, and it was, lo and behold, an old fire station. I had a lot of fond memories from that nightclub, and so I decided to go for it this time round with the aesthetic. The curse of the stairs has indeed returned, as I had so many issues trying to sort the stairs and platforms in this build. My husband did actually help me out with the floor design on this one. He was like, why don't you do platforms? Why don't you have it so it goes down a couple times into a basement? And oh my gosh, I was just in love with the idea. So we all have a nice little shout out to my husband here for giving me the best idea, although it wasn't the most easy to execute. One thing about this build is that it's actually quite dark and you can't see that well in it, and I do apologise for that. I did try to put as many lights in as possible when it came to the lighting, but the majority of the clubs I've been to in my youth, they were all black paint on the walls, very little lighting, and so that's what I drew inspiration from. So I do apologise if it's difficult to see. If you turn your brightness up on your screen, that should hopefully be better. But overall it did fit the vibe and I really liked it. When furnishing this build, I decided to put the lighting in first to at least get some sort of brightness around so that you guys could see what I was doing. I used those ceiling track lights with the spotlights as they added quite a bit of colour as well, and I really enjoyed how they looked. Where there's no ceiling in the basement area, I decided to half put them into the wall as if they were wall mounted, and I thought that worked really, really well. I also pop in a lot of floor spotlights as well, just to help you guys with seeing out a bit. With the bar area, I decided to just do a standard bar with 4 seats, as I didn't think much else would fit in that area, and overall I thought it worked really well. I also pop in a bunch of speakers everywhere as well, so that you can have surround sound music. I used the landlord speakers, which I think are really, really cool, and put in a couple of counters, which I thought could serve well as a little DJ desk. Now for the most important place in any nightclub, it's the bathrooms. They are communal bathrooms, so anyone can use them. I just thought it was going to be easier for Sims if they could just access any bathroom. I also put in some countersinks in front of the window and some mirrors as well, just so your Sims can touch up their appearance and get ready for a good night out. Here was where I attempted to put in some sort of decoration, but at the end of the day I felt that where it's such a dark place, you're not going to be looking at the walls and decorations and posters, so there was very little that went into it decoration wise. I did try it at first, but at the end of the day I thought, nah, it's absolutely fine as is. This area I was really happy about. I decided to make a little VIP area that clubs and bars usually have. So I put in a couple of sofas, a nice little roped off area, and I even used the VIP bucket champagne as a little table decoration. So what I'm doing here is I'm just sorting out the front entryway of the nightclub before I go on to do the landscaping. I'm just popping in a path and a little porch at the front, and then I do a few touch-ups on the outside of the building before we go on to the landscaping. For the front of this property, I went with 99% paving as I thought that would suit the property best. I put in a lot of bins there. It's just like a sort of side alley bit where the bartenders come out at the end of the night and throw all the rubbish, all the bottles. What I also do is put some seating down, as well as put in a underground sign, which is why I renamed this place to the Velvet Underground. I also use quite a bit of the debug menu in this one when it comes to furnishing the rest of the place. So what I end up doing is getting like a little waiting stop that I pretend is a little smoker's area. I put a bin next to it, and I also use some of the bollards as well just to cordon off a bit of the area. Oh, and one other thing I do which I really like is I put graffiti on the side of the building. Overall, I just thought it was very nice little touches to the outside of the nightclub which really put it all together. And there's the final build. It's been renamed to the Underground Velvet and is now live on the gallery. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I really do appreciate the time you take to watch these videos. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would be absolutely fantastic. But irregardless, I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy the free cam view.